time for sport, and it's fight night in Newcastle tomorrow night, or Zoo Castle as they're calling it, with Nikita fighting, but a massive fight for Gal tomorrow night as well, MG.
Yeah, and you can, excuse me, you can hear Gal on the show. We spoke to him yesterday, post-show, about his upcoming fight, and look, he was brutal on his opponent in that interview, which comes on about 8:20, but yesterday at the press conference, well, he was even more brutal. When it come to Chris Tozewski, his opponent, basically, he said, I've had enough. I've had enough of this guy not promoting my fight, he's not doing anything, and then he basically dropped the mic and walked out.
Chris has done nothing to sell this fight. Nothing, not one thing. Didn't turn up to a media the other day. There was more media at the media day the other day than the NRL Grand Final. Didn't turn up for it, didn't fit in his schedule. So I'm not going to sit here for one more minute and promote him, but I've got one thing to say before I go. Chris, you're a pretty boxer. You are a pretty boxer, but Wednesday's not going to be pretty. It's going to be ugly, it's going to be a street fight, and I'm going to bash you. I'm not here to promote you for one more second.
Wow. Gal's gone old school. He's
Go,
gone
Gal.
soft talk into basher.
I'm going to bash. I haven't heard that for so. Honestly, it reminds me of year 7 when, you know, the pretty
basher.
girls used to come and give us a bit
See
of
at
crap,
the Oval,
you know.
4 p.m.
Oh, no, I hated that. That was
and
bad.
that feeling in your tummy. Maybe that's
all
why.
Day you'd be nervous, wouldn't you? Saying, how am I going to get out of this? How am I going to get out of this? And then you got to confront your fears.
Yeah, well, maybe
unfortunately.
that's why he didn't turn up to the presser.
Mate,
He was there.
it'll be a good one tomorrow.
He was there. Cameron Munster has a little bit of a conundrum. Obviously, he's in the form of his life at the moment. He's on the market, and himself and Braithen Astor are going to have to make a really hard decision because the Storm have upped their ante. They originally wanted to give him a 2-year, $1.5 million extension, which is way out of the market. But they've come back with a 3-year deal with a little more meat on the bone, which is probably around $900,000 a year for 3 years now. So he's got to kind of decide: do I take that let's presume that Craig Bellamy is staying in Melbourne? Do I take that, or do I take the $1.2 million and go to the Dolphins as their marquee man? Do I create a little bit of history as being one of the first captains there? Because obviously, like next year, Melbourne will still keep him, but you reckon that when he's 29 and arriving in the Dolphins, it will be his team. So for mine, it's an easy one. For mine, it's easy. If Craig Bellamy is in Melbourne, you stay there.
So premierships are worth $400,000 a year off your pay.
I think so.
Wow.
I look, he's going to get. He's a larrikin. I don't know how he'd go outside of the Storm structure. I just don't know how he'd go outside of the Storm structure.
How do you reckon? What do you think he's going to do if, given his personality?
I think Dolphins. I think that, as Pagey said, $400,000. That's a lot. That's a lot of cabbage to knock back. That's 1.2 over 3 years. So you got to think about your future as well. But I would look, I think as soon as he leaves the Storm, there goes the hunger because he's going for the cabbage. But good luck to him, I say. There was an interesting photo yesterday in Miami, the Miami Grand Prix. It was of 3 goats and a lamb. There was Lewis Hamilton, who's the GOAT of F1, Michael Jordan, GOAT of NBA, Tom Brady, GOAT of NFL, and Beckham, David Beckham, the lamb of EPL. But he's also a really well-known person. I'm asking you, I want to ask you two guys, who are the 3 people, the 3 sports people, who you'd invite around for a barbie and a couple of beers?
You go first, Pagey.
Okay, podium, I'd go bronze, Wayne Gretzky, the greatest ice hockey player of all time.
Yes.
I've gotten into the ice hockey. We met him years ago on the grill team, and he was a really good man. I'd have Wayne Gretzky. Silver, my favourite rooster, Brad Fittler. Couldn't go past it. Silver and gold, of course, the sweet prince, Stuart McGill.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah,
That's fantastic. I like
Jessie
that.
May?
Yep.
I do Merv Hughes
Yep.
because I know him already, so he's a
Yeah.
sure thing that you're going to have a good night. You know, Ash
Great man.
Barty
Oh,
Good
now
one.
we're talking.
because I know she loves a beer, and OJ Simpson.
Wow.
Just because I reckon
Just
me
to
and
spice
Merv
things up
would
a
be
bit.
able to get to the bottom of things. Like as a girl, like I'll be able to. Me and my girlfriends, we can suss anything out. You know.
Good luck with that.
Okay, I'm going Steffi. I'm going my favourite tennis player of all time, Steffi Graf.
Yep.
I'm going Michael Jordan, and I'm going a bit of left field here. I think his bloke would be very interesting in a barbie with a couple of beers under his belt, and it's Peter V'landys.
Oh yeah, you'd find out some stories.
He's running the racing New South Wales. He's running the NRL, and he's doing it all through the hardest part of our lives, a pandemic. So I'd like to pick his brain on a few things, and I'd like to give him a couple of reds and loosen him up.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Yeah,
You'd find some
Pete, have some more. Have a shot, baby. Butterscotch snaps.
Another one of the
Yay!
greats.